Hello and welcome back. This is going to be a pick a card reading about what do you not know about yourself. So this is going to be something that you haven't picked up on before, something that someone hasn't mentioned before, something completely unknown to you. I want this to be completely new information. So we have 3 piles. Pile 1, this rose quartz. Pile 2, this aquamarine. And pile 3, this amethyst. So starting with pile 1, what is it that you do not know about yourself? For some reason, ice cream came to me and then the color pink. So what you don't know about yourself, you may be somebody that thinks a lot about what your path is, what your purpose is, and really someone who wants to find that and do that. You don't just want to go about life unconsciously, or not even unconsciously, but just doing what you want in the moment, or you want to know that you're doing some type of plan or some type of fated thing that you were meant to do, because you feel like if you're not doing that, it's going to be a waste, and you don't want to feel like you wasted your life. I feel like you're naturally very ambitious, but that can sometimes be almost like an addiction. So, but anyway, so yeah, here, what this is saying, sorry, I forgot to show the card. It's adjacent possibilities with all these doors. So what you don't know about yourself is that you don't have a one path or one purpose. You don't have a specific fated like goal that you only can do that or have to do that. It's like you have many options, and not everybody does. Like, it's not the same for everyone. Some people actually are on a very specific mission, and it's like that and only that. And others, and I feel like it's because your soul has completed so many missions in the past that it's really got its training, and now you have every door open that you want to open. So if you feel like you want to be a chef after watching a baking show, then you can absolutely do that, and that will so here's the thing. If you're wondering, will it feel fulfilling though? Like, if I just do this thing that seems maybe simple or not very impactful to the world, like, will it fulfill me? The thing is, don't search for fulfillment necessarily. Like, don't try, how should I say this? You're gonna get fulfillment regardless, is the point. All you have to do is know that. And you can't always be worrying, like, am I doing the wrong thing? If you're guided to it and it feels like something you want to do, then there's a reason. Like, if you like to put reasoning to things, that's the reason. This is your reason. You're meant to have basically an open choice. You can be whoever you want to be in this lifetime. If you want to have fame, if you want to live alone, if you like whatever you want. If you want to be in healthcare, if you want to be in entertainment, if you want to be a stay-at-home parent, like whatever it is you choose. And you can also, the other thing is, like, you don't have to pick one thing and that's your only thing forever. It's like you can, for a time, like maybe I want to do this for a couple years and then do this for a couple years. Like, don't worry about having this 10-year, 50-year. I'm hearing that's ridiculous. Like, one of your guides says that's literally ridiculous. Well, they didn't say literally, they just said that's ridiculous, because nobody, like, very few people are able to actually make a plan like that and stick to it. Very few. And I know the idea is like, well, at least head in that direction, at least have an idea of what you want to do. But Spirit is telling me to tell you here that you don't need to plan, and you can really just, you're at the point where you can go and do. It's kind of like you just graduated, like in a spiritual sense, you just graduated high school, and let's say you have a lot of money, you have a lot of free time, so why not go and like explore? Like, you don't have to go straight to college. Alexa, stop. And a career, and like you can take time, like you have the opportunity to, you have all the opportunities basically, so you can explore what you like. And I feel like you've gotten so caught up in trying to do what your goal is that you don't even know if you enjoy something anymore. All you think about is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Well, Spirit wants to say the way to answer that is by how it makes you feel. Like, away and apart from thoughts about, is this my fate? Is this my destiny? Like, just think, do I enjoy this? How do I feel about myself when I'm doing this? And that, asking yourself those types of questions is what is going to guide you to and away from things that just resonate with you better. Okay, I want to get some more. Is there anything else you don't know? Or is there any more to expand on this? Okay, so the Fool came up, and I'm hearing every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. So that's from, I think, Closing Time is the song. Yeah, so you can look that up. I don't know, I forget who it's by, but you can look that up and see if the lyrics resonate with you. But I don't know why. Oh yeah, so basically, don't dwell too much on the past. Obviously, this is a common message, but it's saying here, don't worry about missed opportunities. I feel like that's something that keeps you in the past a lot. It's like, oh, what if I could have been doing that? It's like you still can. Like, this is what they're saying. Like, you literally have every opportunity. It's just a matter of starting to believe it. That's really the only reason why it doesn't feel that way, is because you don't believe it, but because you've never heard it. So that's why you're hearing it now. And 3:11 on my clock as I said that. So if there are endings and beginnings, like, just remember that's just life, and especially your life, like, is not meant to be like a one size fits all, or like just a one track type of life. And part of you, I'm getting that part of you kind of wanted it to be that way because that felt easier and more predictable. But Spirit and your guides are saying, like, we didn't, like, you're not here so that that it could all be easy. Like, we want to push you in a loving way, of course, but they want to push you out of your comfort zone, make you a little uncomfortable, only because, again, that feeling that you have of like, I don't want to regret my life, I don't want to miss opportunities, that's a worse feeling than the uncomfortableness you'll face going out of your comfort zone. And that's what the point Spirit is trying to make, is like, they're trying to help you because you struggle with that feeling. So they're trying to give you a solution in changing your mindset to know that anything is open to you, anything is possible for you. It's really just a matter of, and again, you don't have to commit to just one thing. You can be someone who, like, maybe you make your own item that you sell online, and you also play an instrument and do gigs once a week somewhere. Like, you have like little things, different things that you do for jobs, and they all together, they bring in a good amount of money. But it's like, you don't have to just pick just one thing. Even if you have one main thing, you can still have side hobbies, of course. So yeah, just don't, the Empress and the Seven of Swords in reverse, don't doubt yourself, because you really are that powerful. You really do have that kind of like spirit and soul where you're at that point where this is available to you. Like, you've worked for it, you deserve it. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt yourself. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope you learned something new about yourself. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hello, pile 2. Those who chose this, I was almost going to say amethyst, so if you were going to choose that one, you should check that one out too. But this aquamarine, it's so oceany to me. Okay, so for pile 2, what do you not know about yourself? What do you have no idea about? Wanting to pull. These ones are liking to come out. What? Okay. Storm warning. I think I know what this is saying, but let me get some more to clarify. Okay, so I'm just gonna start saying what I'm getting and see if it starts to come together. So basically, this pile, I feel like you're my sweet, sensitive type. And the type to, like, I'm feeling a lot of Cancer energy. A lot of water, Cancer, Pisces. But just a lot of emotional, like, you feel like you always are the one to cry when nobody else is. Like, if you're watching a movie with your friends and there's a emotional scene, you'll be the only one tearing up or something like that. Or you just feel like you feel separate because of your sensitivity. And it's just a part of your personality that you're the nice one, I'm hearing. But okay, so one of your guides said, if people think that, they don't know who you really are. Okay, so this is the point. Okay, also Shango is coming to me right now, which is one of the Orishas. Shango is the god of like lightning, storms, I believe. So basically, you have this whole other side to you that I don't even think you're actually aware of. And this side isn't like your frustrated side or your, like, this isn't you really in your emotions, or really, this is like a whole, it's not violent, but it's so powerful and can be so destructive too. But I'm getting, this is not a bad thing. Like, whatever it's destroying needed to be destroyed. So it's like this whole, like, you have this storm within you, and it's actual power. It's not just like it's actual, you can tap into it. But I'm getting that you're not going to be able to move forward in life continuing to be so nice, because it's like hurting you to do it. And it's not because, it's not that it hurts you to be nice, but it's the way you're doing it is hurting you. And it's draining you. It's like draining your, like when Tinkerbell started to die and she was losing her magic and her fairy dust. So it's like you're giving that away. And it's like you're not supposed to be. And I feel like you're someone who doesn't get mad when you should. Because I don't think you're naturally confrontational. You're not naturally aggressive. You're not naturally like one to always be looking to fight or to start a fight. You have a generally calm energy. But when someone has crossed the boundary, it's like you shrink instead of grow when you should grow. And I feel like you, like this energy, it's the type of energy that you don't have to say a word. It's just like, it can even just be this look on your face. Like people just know in this energy not to mess with it because they know they will have a problem if they do. They know it's not going to be easy for them if they try to. It's not going to go well. And it's like you have the ability to tap into that power. I was almost going to say tower, which makes me think of the tower card. So it's like you have the ability to bring down the tower on people. But again, it's in an energetic way, which is more powerful than physically or any other way, because you can't run from energy, you can't hide from energy, you can't stop it or block it. I mean, you can, but you understand what I'm saying. So it doesn't get tired. Like if someone's sending energy, however, whatever form it's sent in is how it's going to be received. Like you can't stop that. So I feel like you just need to become aware of this part of yourself and then begin to tap into it. And you're going to feel so strong, so much stronger when you do this, like just in yourself, in your voice. You're going to be able to protect the sensitive side of yourself, because that side shouldn't close itself off and hide away or put up these protective barriers. That side needs to love and to feel and to cry and express itself. But it's like that's your inner feminine, is very soft and sensitive, but your inner masculine needs to step up and be a protective energy for that feminine to continue to express herself within you. Because right now, it's like she's just out there with no protection and everyone's taking advantage of her because she is so kind and sensitive. And your masculine has the total power to like just stand up and everyone will fall back. But I think you just never did this. Like it'll be easier than you realize, but it's just you never even thought of yourself this way, I'm getting. And like growing up, people may have labeled you like so sweet or so soft or so like all these things that weren't strong and like powerful. So you may have really attached to those identities and felt like because you were also naturally some of those things, but not only those things. And like that's what you needed to hear, that you are more than just that. That's just one side of you, but that's not all of you. And you're going to feel better when you give too, because you'll be giving to the right people and to the right places. And you enjoy giving, so you don't want to feel taken advantage of, or like you have to really be protective over who you give to. Like you want to give freely, and you will be able to once this force awakens within you. And the world, like your world will totally change and shift when you shift. Like the way people treat you, the way they perceive you, the way they even look at you, like it's going to be totally different. And you're going to feel like you barely did anything, or like you're not doing anything, but it's because you're not realizing it's your energy that's doing it. It's not you physically doing something, it's just the energy. And it's not meant to be, again, it's not meant to be aggressive, or it's just very like dominant and like I'm not gonna mess with you as long as you make sure to like respect me, basically. It's just demanding the ultimate respect, like a leader type figure. So I think that's all for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading and learned something new about yourself, and I'll see you next time. Hello, everyone who picked pile 3. the amethyst. This is going to be your reading for what do you not know about yourself? What do you have no idea about? So, for those that pick this pile, you don't know how closely you are connected to spirit, because we have door of spirit here. So I feel like you may have had experiences that, well, for some of you, you had paranormal experiences that scared you growing up, but you never associated that. Like, I'm getting that for some of you, you learned a religion growing up or a belief related to spirituality, but at the same time, you also experienced some paranormal type things. And I feel like you never associated the two. Like well, on one hand, you never acknowledged what you were experiencing. So I feel like you were kind of in denial about it. And there's something very, okay, so I'm getting that it's your divine feminine. That's for some reason, this is significant. That's the spiritual one within you. Not just spiritual, because everyone is spiritual to some degree, but the one that has this very close connection to spirit, highly psychic, highly intuitive. And I feel like for a lot of you who chose this pile, you have mediumship abilities. So basically, what you didn't know is that, like, I feel like you always felt some type of connection to spirit. Like, maybe you found some comfort in practicing or believing a religion, but it never felt like full to the extreme, like with all your heart and soul. But you were kind of fine with that. But I feel like what it's saying here is I'm like struggling to get the message and the words out. There's a lot of your past, like if you were to do like, I was gonna say past life regression, but that's not what I meant. I meant, but if that could be a message for someone. I'm talking about that type of like hypnosis or therapy where you remember your childhood if you've forgotten or if you've blocked it out, like that type of thing. So I feel like this is kind of all over the place, so I hope you're following. Yeah, there's a lot. Okay, so like with this card, there's a lot of this gray, cloudy, it's like a gray cloud, dark cloud covers your past because, okay, so it's also the type of thing where like as a kid you would be really scared, but as an adult you wouldn't be. Like something like maybe a movie that if a young child watched it, or like you specifically as a child, it would have really scared you, but like as an adult it wouldn't even be anything to you. So it's like that type of energy, but you still have that fear from your childhood surrounding anything paranormal. Like I feel like some of you even get triggered hearing that word, or like anything haunted, or like even some of you get nervous around Halloween. But anyway, and you may be very scatterbrained because like I said, this reading is all over the place. Oh, okay, but the reason you are scatterbrained and why your mind can't seem to focus, or like you consider yourself to have ADHD or something like that, it's because of these mediumship abilities. It's because you're able to pick up so much and tune in to so much, and it's like you have this highly powered, like what you think you have is like this old-fashioned radio that you have to like tune and dial, but what you really have is like a alien UFO technology, like something way greater, like you don't even realize. So you have mediumship abilities is what Spirit wants to say, for one. You have this very, it's like you don't have to go through people. You don't have to ask. Like, you just have this direct link to Spirit. Like, you have them on speed dial. You don't have to call the manager. You don't have to make an appointment. Like, it's like right there. But I want to get more on this. So yeah, if you hear voices, someone I'm hearing hears voices and they're freaked out, it's literally just this ability, okay? So you never associated your scary experiences with anything spirituality, because your spirituality or your religion was always more of a positive thing in your life. So you wouldn't associate the two, but it's saying like they're just different facets or different sides of a coin, but it's not even a coin because it's not like this or that. It's not like a duality type of thing. There's so many levels and sides, and like it's more like a prism making rainbows everywhere, like that type of thing. Wow, this is very random. Okay. But okay, so don't worry too much about the past. Like, don't try and like, don't focus on, let me remember what I experienced so then I can have signs. Like, if you want to, but like, you don't have to look to your past for answers, is what I'm trying to say. Like, you can get them right now because, as I said, you have this direct link, direct connection to Spirit. And this is something you never knew because no one ever told you. You never, and again, you were always a bit more closed off to that side of spirituality, because it always felt more dark or scary. But it's like, ask yourself, do the things that I consider dark or scary, is it because they really are, or is it because the feeling that I felt when it was around, people told me that's a dark and scary feeling, so that's why what I associated it with. Like, a big part of what you're going to do in this life is helping and healing, but like healing of spirits. Like you're going to help, kind of like Ghost Whisperer. If you've ever seen that show, she basically can see, she's a medium, she can see and talk to spirits, and they're always like stuck, like they got in a crash and they didn't tell their loved one they were sorry or something like that. And she basically, and sometimes they'll be kind of like violent or aggressive at the beginning, but then she starts talking to them and finds out like what it is that they need and basically helps them do it. And then a light appears and they go into the light and they're at peace. So I feel like it's like you're meant to give that. It's almost like a karmic thing. Like, for some of you, it's your karma in this life to give back to Spirit in the form of like helping these lost souls, is what I'm hearing. Like, I'm thinking of the poor unfortunate souls from The Little Mermaid for some reason, but it's like if you ever watched that, okay, this is going to be very specific, but if you ever watched that and you felt sorry in that scene where it shows the souls, you like felt sorry for them, like they're really there forever, like there's nothing. And it's because you're meant to help. I feel silly talking about this, but it's because you're meant to help them. You have that compassion for those types of energies because you can connect to them. And of course, it's totally your choice if you choose to pursue this, or like, it's not going to be forced on you, but it's just, I feel like once you know this information, your life will never be the same. But you're still free to do what you want with it. So, but yeah, but don't be afraid of it, but don't fear it. Like, whatever you do, whatever you choose to do with it, don't fear it. That's just what they're saying. Even if you never use it, just don't fear it. It's more, and in fact, okay, it's almost like someone, like say a superhero, they weren't using their power, and so they were getting kind of sick, or like they were maybe they had super speed, but they weren't using it and they were like slower than everyone, or like they got out of breath easy. I don't know. I'm just getting this image of, it's like you need to use it and you'll feel like yourself. You'll feel better. Or like a vampire who's trying to not drink blood, but like that's just what they need to do. And then once they do that, they feel like themselves again. So I feel like if you do pursue this, it's not going to feel like, it's not going to be what you're expecting, basically. It's going to be a lot more balanced and like normal feeling is what I'm hearing. Like you're wondering if it'll feel normal. It will. You'll be shocked at how normal it feels, actually. And you'll start to like put the pieces together. Like, oh, like you don't have to think about your past, because you'll just naturally put the pieces together. Like, that's what that was. Or like, that's why. So don't go in the past to search. Just, if you are interested in searching, just like look around, feel around, try to sense into the energy around you just right now and just see what you find. And 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock when I ended that. So if you want to look that up. That's all for this reading. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and learned something about yourself, and I'll see you next time.